Hello everyone. Welcome back to Entertainment Biz. We're delving into Jane's Addiction's past today, one of the most significant alternative rock groups to come out of the Los Angeles music scene. From their ascent to fame, to their unanticipated split, their victorious comeback, and the dramatic on-stage brawl that garnered media attention in 2024. Let's dissect everything. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell for more entertainment business that you need to know. It all began in the brightly lit streets of Los Angeles in 1985. Jane's Addiction, featuring drummer Stephen Perkins, bassist Eric Avery, guitarist Dave Navarro, and flamboyant Perry Farrell, gained popularity fast. They were unique, they weren't just another rock group. They combined elements of punk, funk, and psychedelic rock to create a completely distinctive sound, infusing their songs with a raw, gritty energy. The first release of Jane's Addiction was a live album titled Jane's Addiction, 1987, which attracted Warner Brothers Records. Nothing's Shocking, 1988, and Ritual de lo Habitual, 1990, their first two studio albums, were well received and developed a cult fanbase. Consequently, Farrell labeled the Alternative Nation and Jane's Addiction became symbols of it. A schism resulted from differences among the band on drug use during the Ritual tour. Avery and Navarro abstained from drugs, while Farrell and Perkins regularly used them. Avery and Navarro retired to a designated area on the tour bus between shows in an attempt to resist temptation. Following performances, Avery, Navarro, and Tanya, Navarro's then-wife, would head back to their hotel. They have only come to understand that using drugs of any kind will make them their slaves for life, and that using drugs is impossible without that. Avery informed Navarro of his departure plans in late 1991. Navarro consented to follow next without delay. Avery and Navarro told their managers, who then attempted to persuade them to play in Japan, but they were only interested in playing as much as required by their contracts. Before breaking up, the band performed in its final gigs in Hawaii and Australia. Coming to the end of a cycle like that, having experienced the whole range of the typical rock story from start to finish, getting signed, getting burned out, breaking up, is strange, Avery said. The first Lollapalooza, an annual alternative music festival, was started in 1991 as part of the band's first farewell tour. On April 23, 2008, Jane's Addiction, which had reformed with Perry Farrell, Dave Navarro, Eric Avery, and Stephen Perkins, performed at the inaugural NME Awards USA. Since their acceptance speech for the Godlike Genius Award in 1991, this was bassist Eric Avery's first performance. In response, the original lineup did two more club dates at the El Cid in Los Angeles on November 20 and October 23, 2008, respectively. This was the group's first complete set in 17 years in Los Angeles. A last-minute postponement of Jane's Addiction's July 2009 Australian Splendor in the Grass Festival was necessitated by a health concern. Music Feed says that the cause of the cancellation is an arm infection, most likely that of drummer Stephen Perkins. The Jane's Addiction 2009 World Tour was cancelled for the entirety of its Australian leg. Following the festival, Avery announced his departure from the band, saying, "That's it." With equal parts regret and relief, the Jane's Addiction experiment is at an end. Jane's Addiction returned to Australia in February 2010 for the Soundwave Festival. Duff McKagan, the bassist for Guns N' Roses, started collaborating with the band on new songs. With Navarro's Twitter feed sharing a photo of the team at work. Later, Dave Navarro of Dark Matter radio program verified that McKagan had really become a permanent member of Jane's Addiction. On March 30, at vocalist Perry Farrell's 51st birthday celebration at Les Deux in Los Angeles, California, Jane's Addiction made their stage debut. The four-piece group had not performed together since 2010, and on May 23, 2024, Farrell, Navarro, Avery, and Perkins from the original Jane's Addiction lineup took the stage at London's 400-seat Bush Hall. Before embarking on a lengthy European tour, the band presented new material during the performance, their first with Avery in 34 years. Jane's Addiction revealed plans for a US tour, supporting the band with Love and Rockets, who they had previously toured with in 1987. They released the single, Imminent Redemption, on July 24, 2024, which is the first Avery original song in 34 years. The group stated, "It is different this time. To have everyone back together, releasing new music. It's time. Welcome to the next chapter of Jane's Addiction." Imminent redemption is only the beginning. According to The Guardian, when the band performed in New York City in September, there were reportedly conflicts among the members. A concert at Boston's Leader Bank Pavilion on September 13 was cancelled after Farrell assaulted and struck Navarro, forcing the crew to take him into custody. According to Eddie Lau Farrell, Farrell's wife, her husband had been experiencing tinnitus and a sore throat, and she thought the band was drowning out his voice. Jane's Addiction apologized and postponed their planned performance in Bridgeport, Connecticut, for the next day. They announced on September 16 that they would take some time away as a group and canceled the tour's remaining dates. The cancellation was attributed to Farrell's behavior and mental health, according to a joint statement from Navarro, Avery, and Perkins. Farrell issued an apology, calling his actions inexcusable. True Love, the second new song by the band with their reformed lineup, was released on September 18. The song was supposed to be released before the band broke up. One of the most influential bands in alternative music history is Jane's Addiction, despite all of the ups and downs, splits and reunions, and even on-stage fights. Their impact can still be heard in many bands today, and their music never stops inspiring new generations. What comes next, then? Time will tell. Is this the end of Jane's Addiction as we know it, or will they work things out and come back stronger? There is no denying that Jane's Addiction will always be regarded as pioneers of the alternative scene, their legacy ingrained in the pages of rock history, come what may. We appreciate you coming along on this historical tour of Jane's Addiction. Remember to subscribe and like our content for more band-related stories.